Hello everyone. So I just received an email from David Carswell, who has changed his channel name a few times over the last year or so. His channel currently, last I knew, is called Eyes on the Prize. It used to be Dick Carswell TV. The first time I ever heard of him was Sister Mary over in the Nashville, Tennessee area had advocated for him. And I've only watched or started to watch a few of his videos, and I just never could really stand him. I always knew that he was a narcissist and that his heart just wasn't right with God. And, he shares a lot of, resources and information on his channel, on his community page and whatnot, but I just want to share what he just sent me. So I had sent out an email this morning with a couple links, and the subject line, as you can see here, that I sent out to everybody was door-to-door forced jabs, because there was a short video from 2009, and there was an article that the White House has apparently sent out a strike force and whatever. This is the kind of stuff that if I had a community page, I would share. But anyway, so he responded to that email that I sent out, that thread, and in his typical fashion, wrote everything in caps, as usual, which I find just obnoxious, run-on sentences, so on and so forth, and I guess I don't really feel like reading the whole thing, but he basically told me to get my act together because I requested prayer while I was facing homelessness and everything. How dare I? So I guess I'll read this. April, even though the news broke on Friday, well, I'm not a quantum computer, so I missed it, so I already ran with this link, parentheses, which you already sent to the whole freaking world earlier. Thanks, I'm subscribed to the brilliant Mike Adams, but last night I got distracted. One more very important point, and I offer this only from the standpoint of a very responsible behavior. He's always affirming himself. He's such like an obvious, typical, stereotypical narcissist. It's just obnoxious. Adult Christian love. Yeah, this is really coming from love. You need to get your act together. Parentheses, no, you didn't ask for my advice, but I am the most senior Christian on YouTube, with boasting in himself, with only two exceptions, Tom Horn and Linda Courtney. After all, being completely honest, only to make this very important point, as I try to help you, how many YouTubers can say they accepted Jesus in 1970? All he does is boast in himself. That's all he does. He's always dropping names and boasting in himself. It's just obnoxious. It just goes against Scripture. This is the fruit. You will know them by their fruit. So let me scroll up here a little bit. Please don't answer that with Steve Quayle. Want to engage me in a discussion about double-mindedness, being in love with both Jesus and precious metals. I don't even know what the hell he's referring to. I never have promoted anything about precious metals or worshiping them or going to them as a source or anything like that. I have no idea what the hell he's going on about, which is typical for him, okay? When someone's loaded with demons, they do what's called word salad, which means they're just irrational and they make no coherent thoughts. Quayle is as secular as as they come, believe it. That's why his former Robin or Tonto favorite sidekick, Pastor David Langford, magically and very quietly a couple of years ago just divorced himself. But back to my you didn't ask for my advice offered in pure Christian love. Yeah, your video pity party about being evicted. I was never evicted. I was given notice that was in alignment with my lease. My lease originally said 30 days notice. I changed it to 2 weeks notice, and my landlord gave me notice. I was not evicted. And homeless and penniless ad nauseum. Well, of course, I promise you, nobody else on planet Earth would have the temerity to tell you this. Is thread worn to death. It isn't exactly a good look. Where were we in boot camp together at Fort Bragg or Camp Pendleton, and where I, your tough love sergeant, I would say, grow the F up, get your act together and stop doing your poor me pity party act on arguably the most popular social media platform in history. Believe it or not, Facebook pales in comparison to YouTube. There, I said it, because I'm the anti-Ken Roberts, Mr. Diplomatic, Mr. Avoid Controversy / confrontational chat at all costs. Okay, almost done here. That's one reason why Ken and I have such mutual respect. Opposites really do attract. It's the very same reason why my wife Paula and I work. I'm extremely assertive and opinionated, and her nickname for me is forget his stupid Scientology, Tom Cruise Sr. So I say humbly, oh yes, so humbly, you're not boasting in yourself at all in this ridiculous, irrational rant, and the utmost respect for your intelligence. Please don't ever repeat your downright pathetic and pitiable video performance that you gave every single day during the last week. Now, let me give you a little background context of what's really fueling this, in my opinion. So this man, although he lives down in South America, has long-distance phone calls with a woman over in North Carolina by the name of Marianne Jenkins, I believe, and she's a woman that I blocked last year because this woman also blew up my email, and long story short, turned out to be a narcissist, and yada yada yada. And so she's the one who recently reached out to me via a phone number from her tablet or something, and I blocked her, and so I'm sure she went and cried boo-hoo to him, and this is the, I guess, retaliation that I'm getting. So I was facing homelessness, and I reached out for prayer, and I gave updates, and that deems this warfare. How dare I, as a Christian, in a Christian community setting, request prayer and give updates? Isn't that what you do in a brick and mortar church? Isn't that what you do in a Bible study? Isn't that what you do with, any kind of true Christian circle, is you reach out for prayer in a time of need? And even when I did, mention anything about donations because somebody had asked me how they could donate to me in the comments of one of my video, I have repeatedly said, I don't really need money right now. I appreciate it if it's sent, I do, but I don't really need it right now. I've come on here and shown you guys my checkbook. I'm completely transparent. I had nothing. I really don't need to defend or explain myself, but I just wanted to have everyone see how the Lord really is having people expose their own hearts lately. He really is. This man is not a true Christian. If he truly had the love of God, he would not be just randomly attacking me for requesting prayer during my time of crisis. So since I know a lot of you, view his channel and whatnot, I just wanted to make this clear. This is just ridiculous. This is not the love of God. I'm not wrong for asking for prayer when I was facing a crisis, and I'm still going through that crisis. The Lord has provided. Thank God I'm in a hotel and not living out of my car, especially with my little cat who gets overheated quickly. She's a small little animal. But this is not the love of God. I'm sure a lot of you probably only, go to his community page for resources, because all he does in his videos is just boast about himself and drop names and everything. But I just wanted to make this clear, and just in case, if there's anybody who isn't clear on his character, this is his character. I simply sent out an email about how there's going to be door-to-door jabs, and I get this as a response, telling me, how dare I ask for prayer when I was facing the possibility of homelessness, when I had nowhere to go and I was in crisis. Just absolutely absurd.